I got to share out the live. And if you are a friendly and you want to come up, you know, my guest box is up and I like to bring only 2 friendlies up. But unfortunately, you know, I just have the best friends on the planet. So sometimes I can't help it. They're all too smart and I have to bring them all up. Hey, Texas. Thank you. I hope I'm not late to the party. I've got something to say. And I want every gentleman here to have a front row seat for this ex-party. Ex-party for the ladies. One side talks, one side stays mute. Thanks for reaching level 8, Jeffro. Forgot the feet that swept the pews. We bore the sons that filled these seas. Hey, soy sauce. Hey, Hallmark. Hi, MP Squatch. Let the record show from the garden's first spring. The blame had a woman's name. 2 men sat in the shade of the tree. Adam and Yahweh writing history. They needed a scapegoat. They signed the brief. From that moment on, sin's name was Eve. Leave 2 men alone. It's always the same. If they can't find a woman, they'll make one to blame. This is my ex-parte, my one-woman plea. You created calamity, then tried to frame me. You called it divine, but the terms were deceived. I stand unbound with chains at my feet. The sign that no woman was heard. Shekinah silenced, her fate secured. Let the judge and jury see. The law came high, but we didn't concede. The contract is no as divine. May the record show no woman sign. Never needed a savior or lamb. Because the truth is, sin's name is man. Sin's name is man. Make sure you guys are sharing the live out. Get it shared out to your Discord. I will not get pushed out till I get 5,000 likes and 100 shares. I'm going to share it out to a few more people. Blinding the blind. We bore the children, we kept the fire. They stood on our backs as they climbed higher. Once our rituals were pure, hands in the earth, spirit sure. With Asher raised, they gave us no choice, but no God, no man can silence her voice. They please the court to hear my battle cry. We denounce the God, we denounce the lies. The pens were theirs, the scrolls they made. It is man's guilt and man that needs saved. Hi, Annika. Behold the power. It's time they bow. Fine, I was never ours to share. Without the glory, there's no guilt to bear. Every woman today stands free. If sin is own, man holds the deed. The contract is no as defined. May the record show no woman sign. We never needed. Hey, Cyber. Because the truth is, his name is man. Yes, his name is man. Yes, the truth is, his name is man. His name is man. Yes, the truth is, his name is man. Sin's name is man. I just have to tell you guys something funny. The next song I'm gonna play, it can't be monetized on TikTok because it's considered hate speech. I want you to pay very close attention that I never mentioned Jesus, Christianity, or God in this song. And because I tell a story of me walking away from God, they consider this hate speech on TikTok. So I can have it up, but they will not monetize it. They won't allow me to promote it or anything. Hey, Chimp, how are you? Okay, here it goes. You said, come, child, lay down your swords. You said you would be there through all my tomorrows. So I came believing you dry all my tears, but you left me waiting alone with my fears. When will you draw near? I came to the water, I knelt by your side. I gave you my everything, relinquished my pride. I cried every teardrop and looked to the sky, but I found myself sinking in the flood of your lies. They said your love was too deep to measure, that losing myself would make me your treasure. I gave up my voice, my identity and name, and called it devotion, but it was just shame, and yet still I stay. Hey, Quan. I came to the water, I knelt by your side. I gave you my everything, relinquished my pride. I cried every teardrop and looked to the sky, but I found myself sinking in the flood of your life. You were the father who never appeared. Your silence was louder than all that I. You were louder than all that I feared. Just when I thought I could take it no more, I found my strength and I walked up on shore. I'm no longer yours. I came to the water and found only me, the girl you abandoned when she was just 3. I dried my own teardrops and to myself pledged. I set myself free at the water's edge. I came to the water. At the water's That was deemed hate speech by TikTok. I think that's kind of funny, actually. Hi, no Squatch. How are you? Hey.
I'm here for the struggle, but I'm here. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing better right now. I've been struggling too, so I understand. Hey, Tahir, I didn't ask you to put this on Deconstruction Junction, but if you could, I'd appreciate it. We are up over on my channel right now on the YouTube. Good morning, everybody over on YouTube. I hope you guys are having a good morning. Please make sure you're following. If you're watching, I'd really appreciate followers. I'm so close to 700 now, so We're getting there.
I just
So
I
today,
wanted
just go ahead. Go ahead.
oh I just wanted to say on your song, I mean, in a reality and a world where walking up to a complete stranger or, even let's just say my own personal experience, a child, um, or I'll make it even better and say a child that one has watched grow up or one has even brought into this world, and to tell them that they are doomed to everlasting suffering in a world where that is love. I totally see how that song is just so hateful and terrible.
Right?
And like, how could you
Right?
possibly? But
The
anyway,
fuck? It's really weird to me that that song is the one that is hate speech when I literally say that sin's name is man in my other song. What are you talking
oh,
about? Like, what?
well, there you go. There you go. You put sin on man. You know very well, Crystal, that man did not sin to begin with. It was
But
not
why didn't
man.
they make that one hate speech? Why didn't they
Oh,
go, you know what I'm saying? Like, why this one? This is so benign compared to my other songs. So I don't
because
know.
the
I don't
more
think they understand.
the more benign and quiet it is, likely the more a Christian might listen through it, and therefore the more dangerous it is. If we're saying wild things, quote unquote wild things, if we're saying, if we're directly saying what we think in a tone of frustration that is warranted, then they can just turn it off and be like, oh yeah, they're just out there, and we don't even have to listen to it.
Hey,
So
silly goose, how are you? Yeah, they probably actually didn't even understand the other side. It's basically true. They were probably like, "What does she mean? What's Shekinah? What is
mm,
she talking about?" We're gonna play one more song though. So if you want to mute up, I'll play the next song. We're gonna play "Miss Me Without Misogyny" while we're waiting for some misogynists to join us this morning
I
because for some reason that's who I attract.
I'm actually just gonna drop out. I just wanted to say hi,
Okay.
and I'll
Well,
be
thanks
in
for
and out.
coming up.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Much love. Bye bye.
Have a great day. If you are friendly and you want to come up and join me, the guest box is open. I do just want to keep it to 2 if possible. Sometimes I know some of the best people show up and then I have to let them up too, but otherwise I'd like to keep it to 2 friendlies. Um, All right, I do have a gift goal. A flash goal right now. I need 9 different people to send me a heart me. If you already sent it, you won't be able to do it. And so this one always sucks when it's the flash goal. But if you share out the live, maybe when people come in, they'll do the heart me. But let's listen to Miss Me.
Miss me, now you gotta kiss me. You won't write my sentence, call it just a thought. Say you love strong women till you get caught. You want a queen who keeps it light and sweet. But bow down, little man, and kiss my feet. Yeah, you're misinformed, misguided, mistaken. And that charm, boy, I know you're faking. Me with that misogyny. You ain't the man you think you be.
It's AI. I wrote the words.
You quote some podcast, call it internet. But all I see is you begging for respect. You raid our bodies, dismiss our brains, then cry not all men again. Miss me with your tone, miss me with your sigh, miss me with your sweetheart. Boy, bye, bye, bye. Miss me without misogyny. Don't need your fake apology. Miss me, can't you see? I'm a star. Misogyny. Misogyny.
Hi, friend.
Hey, we're just listening to music while we wait for misogynists to join us.
I said I'll be here soon.
Because that's who follows me, right? That's the Christians I get. And I think it's because I'm big on the anti-misogyny thing, and so they're like, oh, I'm going to teach her a thing or two.
You bring out the misogynists, I bring out the crazies.
Yeah.
We're just a pair. It's fine.
I know. So how are you today?
I am good. I got off work early because I have basically a vacation time I have to use before the end of the year, and I had a measly little 3 hours that I had to figure out between all the other ones I'd already done, and I was like, fuck it. Can I just take an hour and a half off today and an hour and a half off tomorrow? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm off early.
All right. That's cool. Doug worked this past weekend so he could take Friday off. It's always stupid because they don't give them Friday off, but nobody works on that Friday. So it's like, why even be open? Nobody shows up. Just close down.
Right. People are out fucking like shopping on Black Friday. Like they're not doing this.
Literally, my husband is a freaking aerospace engineer. Who needs an airplane built on Black Friday?
Nobody's aerospacing on Black Friday.
Nobody. Literally nobody. Hey, Ben, how are you?
Hi, Crystal. Hey, do you want me to answer the prompt?
Yes, please.
All right,
I kind of made it a question, but it's also a statement. I don't know why I put a question mark at the end of it, to be honest.
All right, here we go. Give me a second. I got to get in character. Okay. All right. The reason why that Christians, women should worship Jesus is because since he was only given by a woman, that means he is actually XX chromosome, and therefore, he's a god amongst women.
Oh, okay.
See, there you go. Done did it. Atheism
so
destroyed.
Women should worship Jesus because Jesus is a woman.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Atheism destroyed once again.
Okay, well, you got me. I'm gonna. You guys, I'm packing it up. We're going home. It's been a day. I'll come up with a new topic tomorrow. Women, you really should go worship Jesus.
Yep.
Easy. I'm very frustrated at this very second.
Yeah.
I'm having an ADHD moment. I just got out my medication not too long ago, and I can't remember if I took it when I got it out now. And now I'm like, fuck.
Wait. My meds, because you just remind me that I put them over here.
See? So now I can't take them again. So now I'm just like, well, fuck.
I hate that. But I had mine all ready to go.
I'm becoming one of them people that's going to need a goddamn day of the week fucking pill.
Yeah, you should get those. I promote those for everyone.
Hammy, Hammy, you should come up too. Hammy, I have a funny reason why I think there was all those Marys.
I hate it so much.
They ran out of names in ancient Israel.
No, that's really what I think it is. I think they were like, hey, what should we call this lady in this story? Call her Mary. Okay, all right, I got it. Wait, I'm probably gonna write another female character. What should I call her? The last one was called Mary. We don't have a lot of women in there. They won't probably even notice. Call her Mary again. Just like, what about the third one? Nobody's going to read this. Nobody's even going to ever see this. Go ahead. Just call her Mary again. They don't care enough to even give women different names.
Well, I don't even think it's that. I think these people literally, they're different authors on most of these. So I think one author just didn't read the other one's fucking work.
It's that Spider-Man meme where all the Marys are just pointing at each other.
Clearly, they were hanging out with Mary Jane, and they all just kind of, they just are like, hey, what should we name this one? Name her Mary. Forgot all about that Mary character. And it's like, hey, what should we name this one? Name her Mary.
Frankincense and myrrh was not for spices, y'all. Like,
Thank you, Devil's Public Defender. That's my favorite public defender, is Devil's Public Defender.
You know, it was only until last night that I realized we didn't follow each other, Crystal. I was like, wait a minute, I thought we followed each other already.
That was weird for me because I was like, wait, how am I not? So I actually thought it was like a backup account for me or something. I'm like, is this his backup? How am I not following this account?
I have no idea how that happened. TikTok.
I do think TikTok unfollows people for you sometimes. I don't know why, but I do think they do that because I don't know how I would not be following you after all this time. Hey, what do you want me to call you? Dumarine. I'm sorry. How do I say your name?
Duma.
Mo? Duma?
Yeah, Duma.
Okay. Are you a Christian or believer of the Christian Bible?
No, I'm not Christian. You know, and I was never a Christian in my life. I grew up as a Muslim.
Are you over 18?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in my middle 20s.
Okay.
I grew up as a Muslim, then I left Islam, and now I'm agnostic. Like, I don't believe in religions. But the reason why I joined here because I see a lot of similarities with religions in general, but more specifically Abrahamic ones, you know, Christianity and Islam in this case, also Judaism. And this, you said women should not worship Jesus, and this was very captivating to me because I want to say something here. When women worship Jesus, it does psychological conditioning because it's teaching women to worship a man. Mm-hmm. The God is man, the man is God, the God is male, male is God. That's what's happening in there. So there's that internal conditioning. And even in the Bible, I read a little bit because there was a time my friend was a Christian. I used to go to the church with him, and they were discussing about the creation story and the way Eve was created out of Adam, and you know, his rib and everything. And I remember I had a back and forth conversation with a pastor, and I was like, how is that possible? Like, scientifically it's not possible. We are the women who have the reproductive organs to bring baby out of the world. Right. And I say, first of all, it's not scientifically true. Even evolution doesn't say anything like that. And I mean, I'm like literally debating with religious dogma, and I have my scientific like understanding of biology and everything. But I was challenging him, and there is this how do you say, teaching that women were created to serve men. Because Adam was lonely in the garden, and he wanted someone to fulfill the emotional needs of loneliness. So the woman was created for exactly. She was existed for him. Like, that is the message there. And unless someone does like a real deconstruction of Christianity, and then it was to the point he told me, like, get out of my church, you know, because he didn't want to hear my side of story. And I really wanted to say that, even I challenged him. I said, if Jesus is the God, then why don't we worship Mary? She's the one who gave birth to the God. She's the bigger God here. And
that's why they changed the story to begin with. The reason why men wrote the story to say that women came from men was because at that time they knew the power it was in being the life giver. And they needed to change that narrative to make it so that they now became the life giver. Not only do they put in the book that we came from man originally, they also call the man's sperm seed in the Bible. It's not seed, it's fertilizer. But by calling it seed, again, they try to pretend that they are the life giver and that women are not. They are trying anything they can to take anything good that comes from a woman and by a woman and diminish it to to subjugate us.
And we can see, like even in history, like when we look at things like the Neolithic era and all that stuff, like way before the Bible was even thought of to be constructed, we have like we can tell that women were the ones who brought forth life into this, which is why like a lot of different deities in this what is it, the animism would be like feminine in nature, because like anything that was like to spring forth life was feminine in nature. And you had these the idols for fertility were women and things like that. And it's because we know that women bring forth the life, that men don't bring forth life at all.
Right. And they didn't like it. They were they were having something. Women were giving credit for something very important. That needed to be stopped.
I think after the patriarchy was never there forever. It had a starting point, right? And they invented religions because Crystal, I think religion is one of the most powerful tool of domination and subjugation.
Absolutely.
Because the problem with religion is they make everything divine. Like there is this God, this perfect being, this this being called God who doesn't do anything wrong, and anything he ordains is the correct way. So if God says, for example, there's a gender roles, there will be a gender roles. And the other issue with religion is there is that divinity with it. So if you try to challenge it, even with a person, it feels like to you when they look at you, you think they are challenging God, and God is this supreme, correct, perfect being and everything. And the other issue with religion, which is very detrimental, is for many of us, including me and billions of people across the world, religion was indoctrinated to them at a very young age. There is a conditioning that happens to children. So it is deeply ingrained within them, because when they were vulnerable, their brain was developing, they were being conditionally told that this is the truth. And
as someone who was baptized at the age of 6, I can definitely attest that that getting them while they're young thing is a real problem.
And it's not even just like the words, it becomes part of your life, the way you see the world, the roles you take in, and the way you behave, even your manners, your behavior, everything is being indoctrinated into you, and it becomes sort of your identity. So I can understand how people get so defensive when I talk about religion, because they have internalized and made it their identity. Even religion tells you who you're gonna marry. It controls every aspect of your life,
The funniest thing is that the religion itself versus what the Bible actually talks about is totally separate. Like, for instance, we, like, those of us who grew up in the church, who were like told all about this, we're told about how God is this all-knowing, all-loving, all yada yada yada. But then, like, when you read the Bible, for instance, like even in the very first story about the garden, God doesn't know where Adam and Eve are. They're hiding because they've realized they're naked, and so they're hiding. And he's like, "Hey, where are you?" Like, he doesn't know that. And then he has all these other moments where he doesn't know something, and then he calls out for something, or he says that he doesn't know it. And yet this is a God who's supposed to be all-knowing, but he doesn't know these things. And then whenever you go with all perfect type of deal, like, oh, God's the most perfect being. Well, if you're perfect, you don't regret, and yet that's the whole entire reason for the flood, is because he regretted. You can't be perfect and then regret something.
Yeah, I agree. You can't. I never did. There's so many things that we talk about now that when I was a young Christian, I did question these things, but I did allow apologetics to just fucking, like, I listened to all that shit. Because I did think that,
Your gifts got suspended.
Obvious. I know. You guys, my gifts got suspended, and this is what it says. Gifting suspended for 10 minutes. This behavior is not in line with our policies. Gifting is suspended for 10 minutes. The reason? Limited interaction. Well, I'm sorry, I'm fucking sitting right here. What do they want me front of the camera. I'm live. I'm in front of the camera. I'm talking. I'm thanking people, but I got suspended for 10 minutes for not interacting enough. How stupid. TikTok's
I mean,
so
the
stupid.
second I came in here and said something, you're like, "Oh, hey, Hammy, yeah, we're gonna get you out here right now."
What the fuck? It's so weird. I know. How dare I? I guess I was sitting too still for a minute. I don't know. They're so weird. But you can never make TikTok happy, you know? Also, one of the reasons I bring up women should not worship Jesus, and I say Jesus because when I say anything else, they get all semantic with me. Listen, women shouldn't worship Jesus because, according to the Christian religion, if you are a Trinitarian, Jesus is God. The God of the Old Testament did not invite women to Mount Sinai. We were not a part of this covenant. We fucking never agreed to it. We were forced into it by the fucking men who decided to follow this fucking God. And this God that they chose to follow hates women. So we should not be worshiping this God. That's my syllogism. What do you guys think? What do you think about that?
Repeat the syllogism.
Okay, I didn't really do a real syllogism, but I could probably do it. Premise one.
P1.
Order. P1. Okay, in order to worship this God, you should have been a part of the covenant with him. Do you guys agree to that premise?
What
Yeah.
do you say in order to be his coming?
What?
I missed it. You said in order for his second coming.
In order to, no, I didn't say anything about a second coming. I said in order to worship this, okay. Premise one, Jesus is God according to the Trinitarian Christian viewpoint. Agree?
Agreed.
Yes.
Okay. So premise two then, the God of the Old Testament leaves women out of the covenant. Do we agree that women were left out of the covenant?
I could fight that.
Okay, tell me how.
Because the women were still part of the law, they were still part of the covenant. They got a different set of rules from the men of the covenant, but they were still part of the covenant.
I'm saying we weren't allowed out Mount Sinai at all, Finn.
Oh, because you moved to the Old Testament. That's why I said
right, that's what
that.
I'm saying. In the Old Testament, women were told not to go up to Mount Sinai when God made the covenant with Moses.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if women were told to stay away when God made that covenant with Moses, women are not a part of the covenant. Do we agree?
I'm going to have to go to Rabbi Hannah on this one, but so far, yes.
Okay, well, I can tell you that there's an entire book about this called Standing Again at Mount Sinai by Judith Plaskow. And that's where I kind of came up with this whole thing. If we were not invited to the very covenant that connected these people to this God, my appeal was not approved. What?
Well, the pushback I would give is the fact that, like, the only ones who went to Mount Sinai were Moses and Aaron. So, by that logic, the covenant only applies to Moses and Aaron.
I think there were 70 other elders, right?
There's men that go up there too because they say don't touch the women before you go up there. Who
Well,
all
if
went
that's the
up
case, then
to the covenant with Mount Sinai with Moses? Who all went up there? And why were the women told to stay behind?
Well, who else was going to make the lunch when the guys got back, you know?
Oh, is that a sandwich?
Moses was the only one allowed all the way to the top, okay? Moses, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 elders went part way. The entire nation sat at the base. And women were told to stay behind because, you know, they are women. That's what it says!
They are whammons, so
They're
the whammons
whammons.
need to stay back behind.
Oh my God. Anyway, the point of the thing is that it was men who decided to follow this God. It was men who then came down and said, women, this and that and the other thing. And so because of that, I believe no woman should worship this God. No woman was allowed to find out if God really said any of these things about them. No
So
woman
only
has
some of the
ever
men.
been told personally that you are. No woman has been told any of this. Only men have been told these
So
things.
the funniest thing is it's all the women and maybe some of the men down at the very bottom who are like,
Yeah.
hey, what are they doing up there? And then 70 people were like, hey, what's Moses doing up there? And then Moses is like, yeah, we're gonna write all these laws real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just don't think that story is something. But then we also can turn to Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 15. And we can hear from the women what they thought about all of this, okay? Then all the men who were aware that their wives had been making offerings to other gods, and all the women who stood by a great assembly, all the people who lived in Pathros in the land of Egypt, answered Jeremiah, as for the word that you have spoken to us in the name of the Lord, we're not going to listen to you. Instead, we will do everything that we have vowed, make offerings to the Queen of Heaven, and pour our libations to her, just as we and our ancestors, our kings and our officials used to do in the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. We used to have plenty of food and prospered and saw no misfortune. But from the time we stopped making offerings to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out libations to her, we have lacked everything and have perished by the sword and by famine. And the women said, indeed, we will go on making offerings to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out libations to her. Do you think that we made cakes for her, marked with her image, and poured out libations to her without our husbands being involved?
W. Ashira.
Fuck yeah. We were fine. We were fine till they went up to Mount Sinai and signed this fucking covenant with this stupid ass God. We should not be worshiping Yahweh. If anything, we should be worshiping Asherah. Thank you for the turkey. Thank you. This is Christ before Jesus' favorite gift. If you ever see him, give him a turkey.
Oh my God, I saw him. He just. I love watching Jared. He just sits there and sits there and looks at the screen like, fuck, really? It's so funny.
This is very like this is new to me. I'm just hearing the first time. What part of the Bible is also talking about like when Moses goes to Mount Sinai to get this commandments? I just want a reference, you know. This is important.
Mount Sinai is
It's gonna be in Exodus.
It's gonna be Exodus 19 is where you're gonna find that. And Exodus 24 might also have more information about like Nadab, Abihu, and so forth. Abihu.
Oh, thank you.
Raw Soul is saying, I'm trying to help you all. Low tierness is a sin.
What is the low tier? I don't even have anybody up here that I'm debating or anything. Who does he think is low tier? We're just hanging out talking right now, and he's already calling somebody low tier, and there's nobody up here. What are you even talking about, Russell?
And there will be no denying of lizard people here. As a proud member of the lizard people community, we are here. We deserve equal rights. All right. And as a member of the Illuminati
I expect
as well.
you to come up here and give me a 20-point premise on who is low tier.
Hey, La Paquette. Yes. Hey, Lord, how are you? Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the drag. I got a dragon crown. Who else got a dragon crown? Nobody. I got the dragon crown.
That's fucking cool. If I got one, I was looking down. I hope I didn't get one. I hate when I get a really cool gift, but I don't find out till after because I was looking away when I got it.
Oh, you got 2 dragon crowns.
I did.
My head is heavy. Heavy
Oh,
of
you
the
got
crown.
another one. Oh, okay. I was
Heavy as the head that wears the crown.
Shannon!
Yes. Mm.
Russell, did you want to come
Heavier
up and
is the
tell us
head
how
that-
low tier we are? You can come up and tell us how low tier we are. Thank you. Ooh, that
There you
is
go. Now you have the
badass.
dragon
Woo!
crown. Mm.
Oh, so cool. That's badass.
Well, with that,
I
I
wonder
guess.
if it's my background. I'm gonna switch my background. I'm wondering if they. So we'll just ask if
the
Yahweh
love.
King, would you excuse this behavior? We ran
All
with
the
this
lovely
yesterday. It actually
dragon
went pretty well.
crowns.
Thank you very much for the dragon crowns. I do appreciate it. I am amused.
We are entertained by the peasants.
Much lovely. Hammy's getting a dragon crown now too. Isn't that lovely?
Everyone gets the dragon crowns. The nobles are being created, and their lands will be divided up between them.
When you aren't the host, you go into your camera setting and you choose effects, and there'll be a green screen, and then you choose that. Good morning, Russell. How are you today?
I'll put up my sitting in judgment picture. There we go. Sitting in judgment.
You doing better?
Yeah, better than what? Did you have something going on before?
Yeah, like when I listen to like really bad argumentation, it irritates me.
Oh, who were you listening to that was arguing?
I think it was Hammy or you. I don't know which of the two. Probably both of you.
What did we say that was wrong?
You guys are saying that you were taught some kind of doctrine growing up that somehow like refuted like the Christian God. It was just kind of weird.
No,
Made
we
no
didn't.
sense.
We haven't even talked about that
What?
today. We haven't been talking about that at all.
Yeah, you did. I literally heard you. Like I think it was Hammy. He's like, when I was
We're
growing up, I
talking
was
about
taught that
the
God was
doctrine.
loving, but when you read the scriptures, like he's not loving. He's an evil God.
Yeah, he's
It's
a
just
piece of
like-
shit.
Who said that?
So,
Hammy, did you say
are you
that?
saying-
Hammy
I
said
didn't
that,
really
yeah.
hear
Yeah.
you say that.
Yeah, no, I will admit that I did say that. I said that whenever I was a Christian, we were taught how God is all powerful and all loving.
Yeah.
Do you not think
And-
God is all loving?
God is the source of love. Yes, God, that's what God is.
Oh, okay, so he's all loving. So then when you read the scriptures and he sits there and he does all the stuff that goes against being all loving, then what part was I wrong about?
The part that you're wrong about is that you think that like the only interpretation would be like just being a Bible literist or a fundamentalist. Therefore, that's
So-
the only way that you can kind of look at Christianity.
So when we look at things like, for instance, a lot of people, whenever they talk about his love, they bring up, of course, 1 Corinthians, where they're like, love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast, and it says all these different things on there about what love is and what love isn't, and then it all comes to a conclusion of how God is love, right?
Yes.
So in there, part of it,
It
talks
invokes a
about-
notion of love, right? That we all recognize.
Right. And so in there, jealousy would not be one of the characteristics of love.
Correct. It would be
And yet the very
contradictory to love.
very first commandment is, I am the Lord your God who took you out of the lands of Egypt. Thou shalt have no other gods before me, for I am a jealous God. My very name is jealous.
But then again, let's say that I grant you that it says that, and that I'm gonna take a literal interpretation of the Bible, right? Even if I grant that, why would that be a defeat? Like, what you don't understand is that I don't have to adhere to Scripture 100%, the way you do.
Even saying that I took a literalist interpretation of scripture. I'm saying that if you are saying that love is not jealous, and yet God himself says, my very name is jealous, then that is contradictory. That's saying that you can have both A and not A at the same time.
So how did you, like, when you were a Christian, how did you resolve that?
I didn't really we didn't really talk much about that. We just said that the very first commandment is thou shalt have no other gods before us. We never actually read the scripture thoroughly enough, or we didn't have an interpretation that tried to include that or something. I don't remember.
How long were you a Christian for?
I was a Christian from the age of 6 all the way up until I was about 22. And
all
then
the
I
way
became
up to...
more agnostic, and then I didn't become an atheist until I was 25.
Then so the age of that you were 22, you never saw those 2 verses.
Russell, can I tell you something? I talk to Christians every day on here who don't even know John 3:16. So don't start sitting here judging what people did know or didn't know as a Christian. You know damn well there are people who are lifelong Christians who never pick up that Bible. So don't play stupid, okay?
Crystal, did you recognize those 2 verses?
With it today.
Did you recognize those 2 verses?
I recognize them now. I do not know. Probably when I was a Christian, there was some stupid ass apologetic trying to tell me that jealous doesn't mean jealous.
Okay, what was your apologetics? How did you make sense of it?
I just told you that it was probably some stupid apologetic that said jealous doesn't mean jealous.
Okay, so like
the number one way
people just told you what to believe, like you never came up with your own conclusions?
Russell,
eventually, okay, wait, I want to answer this question, Hammy. I'm a woman, Russell. In your fucking religion, I am taught from the time I'm a child that I'm not supposed to fucking think for myself. That men will do that for me. You don't seem to understand how bad the misogyny in the religion affects women. So guess what? When I did think for myself, I realized the whole thing was bullshit, stupid. That's why I'm not a Christian anymore. I realized, oh my God, every time they don't like what the Bible says, they literally change the definitions of words to make it fit their narrative. I see you do that all the time. You literally change the meaning of words all the time in order for it to fit your narrative. And then you come up here and act like, oh, you were a Christian and you didn't know that verse? Fuck that, Russell. I meet Christians every day who don't even fucking know, like, that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John weren't written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John.
How old were you before you started thinking, when you decided to start thinking for yourself?
Russell, you still weren't thinking for yourself, so pull your head out of your butt before you condemn me.
Like, how old were you when you started, like, hey, I'm going to start thinking for myself?
How old are you going to be when you start thinking for yourself, Russell?
Just answer the question. Like, what age were you?
Answer the question. When are you going to start thinking for yourself, Russell?
I'm thinking for myself. That's why I left atheism.
You're not. You're a fucking idiot. You never left atheism. You never have once told me what you believed as an atheist and how you got over it.
I used to be an atheist, all right? I left atheism.
You're a liar. No, you didn't.
Because I saw the inconsistencies within, like, the worldview, right?
Wait, hold on. You think that there's a singular atheistic worldview?
Yes, he does. That's how stupid he is.
There are universal entailments that all atheists have to adhere to.
There isn't. You're so fucking stupid.
Russell.
I'm sick of you. We got other guests. We've got other guests. I'm bringing up. You can talk to my next favorite guest. Jordan is here, guys. Jordan, what do you got for us today?
Well, I figured we could pick up where we left off.
Where did we leave off? I don't remember.
You guys were basically saying that you think unnecessary suffering exists, right?
Oh, I already told you why. We did that whole mic drop yesterday. Why are we back on that?
Well, actually, I don't even know. You just popped up, and I figured I'll talk to Crystal.
Well, we're talking again about, if Yahweh was the king, would you excuse his behavior? But we could talk about anything you want to talk about. I've got Hammy and Fen and Dugald here, and they're all pretty well versed too. What is your favorite topic to discuss with atheists, Jordan?
I think what I've been thinking about a lot. I was watching Justin Deconstruction last night, and I just kept thinking like, Jesus taught love, like, and all of the apostles taught love, and all of the church, maybe not like the Catholic Church got a little crazy, but generally the saints, they all taught about love. Like the church is full of love, and then like I hear the atheists try and like, I get it. There are challenging
We have
verses,
two
very challenging.
different opinions about what love is. I think that's the
I-
problem. See, for me, love is actually it's about wanting other people to flourish and to have as little harm or suffering in their life as possible. And this book does not show that. That's not what this book shows.
Romans 13 literally says, "Love does no harm to a neighbor, therefore love is the fulfillment of the law."
Jesus'
can-
own
Literally
words.
tells
Then
you
how-
that, right?
Then how can God be love when he causes direct harm?
Because there's a greater good.
That
But you
makes
just said
zero
that he doesn't
sense.
cause harm. That doesn't make sense.
So does that verse say that love doesn't cause harm unless there's a greater good?
Well, on the net, it's a net benefit, because if he doesn't punish anybody, then
Where
would be
does
more
it say
harm.
there's a scale of a net benefit and a net like a net negative? Where do you see that at? Where does it say any of that at?
It's implied.
Where is it implied?
Because it says love does no harm. I mean, they set up the stand. That's the
If
thing.
love
right?
does-
The
Then
whole
you
Bible
say
is
God
about-
is love, and then he does harm. So again,
Yeah.
where does it say that?
If
Also,
it
can I
says
just
love
point
does
out,
no
Do you think
it says
punishing a
your-
criminal is
it says
harm?
your-
Is that what?
It says your neighbor too, which we all know very well that a neighbor for an Israelite is just a fellow Israelite. So it does nothing for
That's
me.
in the
that you
book of
brought this
Romans.
point up.
No, that's everybody.
Do you
No,
think I
it's
give
not
a fuck?
everybody.
Do you think I give a fuck if it's in the book of Romans? I don't care. First of all, Paul is my least favorite writer because half of his works are pseudepigrapha. So he's one of the least reliable. All of his writings came forth from a heretic. So literally all you're doing is following some heretic and his
He
beliefs.
got
So-
tired. He got tired of unaliving Christians, so he just decided, hey, here's a political move that's even better. I'm going to control them by claiming to see their God, and he directly contradicts what Jesus taught consistently throughout his writings versus what Jesus said directly.
Jordan, here's my big question for you. So, like, my issue with this conversation is that whenever, like, if we use this line of talk for anything else, it would work. So, like, for example, if I were to go and move into a new town, and somebody came up to me and says, "Hey, Fen, you know, there's this guy. He's the greatest guy in the world. He's amazing, incredible. And you'll never meet anybody like him. Best father, whatever." And then I go and I meet the guy, and he's every time one of his children does something wrong, he starts beating the crap out of that child's sisters. Is that a good parent? Is that a good person?
I mean, that's a crazy hypothetical, right?
It's not a crazy hypothetical. I'm going to rip you right into the scripture
so many
after you're done
details.
answering this question.
We don't know what the context is at all. or
So
the
every
details.
time that one child did something wrong, he went and grabbed a stick and started beating the crap out of that kid's sisters.
Are you against all punishment, or just when you arbitrarily think it goes too far?
I'm against all corporal punishment. Yes.
And also,
Oh, okay.
like, what,
So answer the question. So
So
we
you
see
don't
this
wanna
parent.
punish
We
people that
see
are
this
causing
parent beating the crap out of this kid's sisters every time the kid does something wrong. Is that okay?
Depends on the context.
So you think it's okay to punish other children for something that they had
I
nothing
never
to
said
do
that.
with?
I said it depends on the context.
So what context would it be okay to beat other children for what another child did?
What do you mean by beating them up?
With a stick,
And what
grabbing
did
a
they
stick and
do?
just beating
And
the
when
crap
was
out of
this?
them.
What time period was this?
It depends on the time period about whether or not this is okay.
Yeah, they might not have a legal system, and maybe they just lit on fire
Laws are the
whole
only
crop
thing that's
and the family's
okay
gonna start.
morally.
laws make morals?
What if like 2,000 years ago your kid burns the whole crop down?
Jordan, let me
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
you.
So the kid, so that's fine. So the kid
Slap
burns
him in
the
the
crops.
face. He deserves it.
So no, you're not hitting what I'm saying. So the kid burns the crops, and then the parent goes and beats that kid's sisters for what the kid did.
Oh, well then no.
Okay, so that's bad, right? That's always bad, to punish someone else for something they did, for what another person did.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's
Do you
natural
know about
consequences. Like if you lock a father in prison, then the kids are going to suffer. But you know, what are you just going to let the father run free?
So what do you think of the story of David and Bathsheba?
You really want to go over that? We can.
I would love to go over that. So
Yeah,
do you know what the punishments to David were for what happened with Bathsheba?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What are they?
Is this like a big deal for you knowing that?
Yeah. I want to know if you actually know what the story is.
Thinker, you know. No, the baby unalived, and then the wives were
raped. Yeah. Was that just?
Well, again, I mean, like,
was that loving?
Yeah, you don't really understand what happened, right?
I don't. What don't I understand? But go ahead.
Do you think God like mind controlled the men and like
considering he said he was the
and,
one doing it? Yes.
Yeah, like God like took control, possessed. They're like
he said he was doing it.
Oh,
he
okay,
said
so
he was doing it
every time I talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he said he was doing it. What did he say?
Let's talk one at a time because I don't like that because I am neurodivergent. So,
I apologize.
Jordan, that's okay. Jordan, we know that God did do that. And why do you guys pretend that God suddenly can't control people's minds, but then on the daily say, oh, thank you, God, for controlling the hands of that surgeon? Don't play stupid, Jordan. We know you guys think that God can control minds, bodies, and everything. If you don't believe that, you're a whole new kind of Christian, buddy.
Right. So your idea is like these men were like, I'd never thought about sleeping with David's wives, but now all of a sudden I have this idea in my head, and then God controls.
Where did Absalom get the idea, Pumpkin?
I don't know, but my default isn't to accuse God.
He
right?
says he did it. No, your default should be that God said
he's
he
a
did
rock.
it, so I better fucking believe what God said he did, because I fucking believe God. If you don't believe God, you shouldn't fucking read the Bible, Jordan.
Yeah, so when God says he's a rock, do you think he's like a literal rock then?
Well, that doesn't matter. What we're going to read now is 2 Samuel 12:11. This is what the Lord says, out of your own household, I am going to bring calamity upon you. Before your very eyes, I will take your wives and give them to one who is close to you, and he will sleep with your wives in broad daylight. You did in secret, but I will do this thing in broad daylight before Israel. He claims ownership of what happens.
Right, so God is a rock. We take everything literally. Okay, it's an interesting way to interpret it.
Jordan, do you know that we know what literary devices are? I'm sorry, wait. I do have to do this sometimes. I'm sorry, Jordan. Have you ever been tested on your reading comprehension skills? Because you might need to go get tested on that, because apparently you don't know the difference between an allegory and something that should be taken literal. You don't understand when it's when to look for an audience, when it's hyperbole. Apparently you don't understand that there's actual literary devices to show us when we're supposed to take it literal and when we're not.
Right. Well, I think
so I would go back. I would go back to Khan Academy.
As soon as I start talking, you interrupt me.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I decided to talk some more. Yeah, because I'm the host and I can do that. I think
Please,
you should
get it all
go
out.
and download the Khan Academy app and try doing some reading. See if there's some reading classes on there, because it'll teach you reading comprehension.
So instead of reading the Bible, I should go to some random.
You should learn how to read first. You should learn how to read first, because you obviously do not know how.
Why don't you do a stream about Khan Academy? Is it because it's boring and nobody cares?
I do this.
Jordan.
I do this.
It doesn't pay as good?
Jordan.
Yeah, I do. You guys, I love it when you gift me. Thank you so much. You're helping me get my new computer equipment and lighting and microphone. And apparently that pisses Jordan off.
You should
so
thank
the more
Jesus
you gift
for it.
me, the more it'll piss him. I don't have to thank Jesus. He's not real. I'm the one doing all the work, bitch.
He gives you all the content.
Doing the work, bitch. He gives me content because you give me content. I should be thanking you, Jordan.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jordan, for the content. Because you make great clips. Oh, yes. To your imaginary friend. Oh, glory to his imaginary friend.
Yeah, that you're obsessed with and you talk about every day.
Jordan, If you people didn't shove it down our fucking throats, nobody would talk about it. Quit putting it in my schools. Quit putting it in my laws. Quit putting it at my fucking doorstep. Quit knocking on my fucking door, and I won't talk about it anymore. If you guys would all shut the fuck up, we would too.
I'm a pagan and nobody comes after me. You know why? Because I don't go around and start telling everybody that they should worship Odin and any other worship is like Jotun worship.
If you're not over here,
Why not?
here worshiping Tyr, then what are you doing with your life?
True.
Wait, I didn't hear the first part of that.
I said if you're not over here worshiping Tyr, then what are you doing with your life?
Worshiping
Tyr is the god. Tyr.
Oh.
Tyr is the god of justice.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, well, yeah, well, we could go back. You want to go back to Bathsheba?
So you want to prove to us that we are wrong about what it's saying? You want to prove to us through one fucking source? You want to show us one Bible scholar, Old Testament Bible scholar who agrees with you that God didn't do these things? Or you just want to keep making stupid claims because you don't know how to read?
What was the book, chapter, verse? What was the book, chapter, verse of that?
Who are you asking?
It's 2 Samuel 12:11.
The way I look at that, God was protecting David. And then God was like, screw you, I'm not protecting you anymore. And then in that sense, yeah, he did raise it up. But he doesn't owe David protection. I mean, Absalom was probably looking at his wives the whole time. He wasn't a good
Absalom
guy.
was looking at his stepmothers like that?
That's gross,
yeah, probably.
Jordan. You're gross.
And when Absalom took the palace, did he say, "Oh, I'm going to go and grape my father's wives," or did somebody who might have a little bit of a word from God tell him that he should do that?
Yeah, I don't know. But
yeah, it was Nathan.
So
because you don't know the story,
God, right? So that's fine.
You don't know the story, so you're gonna come up here and tell us that we don't know how to read, but you don't even know the fucking story.
Don't worry, I can read it for you, Jordan. I can read it for you because I have it pulled up right now.
Okay.
This is 2 Samuel 12, and we're going to start at verse 1, right? And it says, "And the Lord sent Nathan to David. He came to him and said to him..."
I'm sorry, you guys. I've got to fucking do a restart because these little bitches keep reporting the live because they can't handle it. So if everybody wants to come back, Jordan, you're more than welcome. Come back up. I'm going to restart the live. Sorry, you guys. It has the third time they've reported me today. And I even changed the background. They just can't handle it. Tell your Christian friends, Jordan, that you're enjoying talking and that you don't want them to report the live anymore, that you'd like to be up here talking to us.
Don't report Crystal. I don't see why anyone would.
Okay, thank you. Okay. If I come up on a Christian live, I never report it. I think that's bad faith. You don't do that to people. If you came in here to listen, stay. If you don't like it, move on. I'm gonna restart the live. Everybody, come right back.
We'll go to the mountains. We'll stay in a cabin. We go skiing. These are so great for that too, okay? Especially if you get that link number 8. That's going to be that 3-pack bundle. You're going to be able to get these for your whole vacay. That's like almost all your vacay outfits, right? So I like to get these for like those vacays because they're great for travel. They're great for those road trips. They're great in the colder weather. You can layer stuff on top of them. I always wear these for skiing. You can put your snowsuit over them, okay? And this is literally what I have on right now. Is literally an outfit that I would wear to be on my winter vacay. Okay, so I got my leggings, I got my little slippies on, I got my cardigan. Okay, this is totally a winter vacay. Sipping my coffee outside of the cabin, sipping my hot cocoa outside of the cabin type of outfit. And you can get that too. HB Cat, black carbon and woodland green. Yes, good choices. Good choices. That carbon, one of our most popular, obviously black, can't go wrong. Woodland green, love to see it. So yeah, guys, I'm headed out of here really soon. If you want to make sure you get these good deals, now is the time, okay? Now is the time. I don't want you to miss out on these. I literally just paid $50 for one pair of on sale. These are better. No, literally, I'm telling you. Because you for 55 with that coupon could get 3 pairs of these, and you literally will never ever you will never need another pair. I'm telling you. Mine, I put mine through the ringer, and mine are still in great quality. HB, yes. Oh, I love to see it. I'm so glad you love your Halara. Thank you for joining us on the live today. It means so much when our girlies come on here and just like testify how much they love it, okay? Yes. Excuse me. All day, every day, girl. All day, every day. All day, every day. Again, these are the links.
Brought it up, and it grew up with him and with his children. It used to eat of his meager fare and drink from his cup and lie in his bosom, and it was like a daughter to him. Now there came a traveler to the rich man, and he was loath to take one of his own flock or herd to prepare for the wayfarer who had come to him. But he took the poor man's lamb and prepared that for the guest who had come to him. Then David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. He said to Nathan, "As the Lord lives, the man who has done this deserves to unalive. He shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity." Nathan said to David, "You are the man. Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel. I anointed you king over Israel, and I rescue you from the land of Saul. I gave you your master's house and your master's wives into your bosom, and gave you the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would have added as much more. Why have you despised the word of the Lord, to do what is evil in his sight? You have struck down Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and had taken his wife to be your wife, and have unalived him with the sword of the Ammonites. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from your house, for you have despised me, and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus says the Lord, I will raise up trouble against you from within your own house, and I will take your wives before your eyes, and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in broad daylight. For you did it secretly, but I will do these things before all Israel, and in broad daylight."
And let me just say, taking somebody's wives and giving them to somebody else is already showing that they are very misogynist. This God does not give a shit about women, because we're not property that you should be able to just pass around.
Exactly.
So in this thing, we have the Lord himself saying that he's going to do these things. And you think that that means that he didn't actually do these things?
I would say he, like, in a sense, he did it. Yeah. Like, I already explained how I view it, that, like, God allowed it to happen, and he was protecting David, and then he stopped.
Why did he protect David when David was doing so many atrocious things that any other human being would have been unalived for, because that was the actual punishment? Why does David deserve this when he's just an atrocious human being?
See, this is kind of the thing where it's like, most people view David as like generally, even though he fell, he wasn't perfect, but most people view David as like a really good guy.
No,
and that's why nobody
do.
really takes you seriously,
Christians
right? Because
do.
like,
no, you do, and Christians do, but most people who are not Christians do not feel that way about David. We see the horrible things that David did. We realize really how fucked up, how incredibly fucked up it is that he made some woman sleep with him, then killed her husband. First denying the baby, trying to pawn it off on some other man to raise. Dude, he is not a good guy.
Right. So you don't
And also,
appreciate
he
any
didn't
of the
kill
good he did.
Goliath because there's a different story in the Bible that tells you somebody else killed Goliath. So he just tried to take credit for
Well,
something he didn't even do. And then on top of it, y'all hate the LGBTQIA community. And he was gay, and you don't even care about that. That's the part that you guys don't embrace. You guys embrace all the horrific things about him, but not the good, not how he loved somebody. No,
I
it's
mean, not all
gross.
Christians hate LGBT, right? There's a lot of affirming churches, so if you want to criticize the people who hate LGBT, I'll be right there with you. I don't think, unless they're harming people, but that goes for everybody, right? So, I'm with you on
So
that
many
one.
holes in this whole story, and I don't understand.
Not
like
really though,
how,
because it's all about love.
yeah.
but if you
No, it's
if you
not.
look at
Yes,
if
it
you
is.
look at a
It's
lot
about hate.
if
It's
you look
about
a lot
hate.
No,
if
it's
you look at a
not.
lot if you look at a lot of the people that God shows favor to, like all of them have some really fucked up stuff going on. Like even like people like Noah, right? We hear of Noah during the time of the flood where he's, like trying to do the good thing and and trying to, save people and things like that, but nobody listens to him and whatnot. But then we don't see that after the flood, whenever he finally makes landfall and he builds a vineyard and becomes a drunkard, which is one of the biggest things that they said, hey, don't be a drunkard, don't do that type of shit, right? And we see that consistently with all the people that God shows favoritism towards, is that for the story where he shows them favoritism, they are amazing human beings, like, oh, they wouldn't harm a fly. But then after that initial spotlight is off, you just look at some of the stories that they come out with, and these are just like the most horrendous people that do these like really messed up things throughout the time.
Well, I'm
And
not saying they're
it's
perfect, but
well, no, I'm like the thing is that
you give
it's
them no
fine
credit.
if it's fine if you want to sit there and say that they're not perfect, but at the same time, like. You can't sit there and like just kind of like skim over it like a lot of people do. A lot of people skim over the imperfectness of these people. And I'm sorry, but like whenever it comes to this particular story, it's not exactly like it's hard to not skim over the fact that God is like, hey, David, you've done me wrong. So instead of punishing you specifically, I'm going to go ahead and punish these women of yours that were your wives, and I'm going to punish them.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And it's a weak form of leadership, just so you know. Like, it's absolutely something that people recognize at a very young age, that it's a very weak form of leadership. I don't know if you've ever been a kid in a class where somebody does something wrong and the teacher punishes the whole class. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you punishing the whole class? Timmy obviously did this thing. But it's because they're so weak. God is
there anything God could do where you wouldn't complain? Like, I feel like no matter what.
Wait, this particular God? In this particular book? No, he's an idiot from page 1. He's such an idiot from page 1. There's nothing about this God that I would worship again. What an idiot. I wish I am all powerful, all knowing, all loving. I want everything I create to be able to come to heaven with me. Okay, I could create them in heaven. No, I want this huge, complicated thing where I make this earth and I put them on this earth, and I want that they all should love me and come to me without me making them do it. I'm going to give them free will. So what I could do is be really loving and kind and make them desire me. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this weird tree in the middle of the garden, tell them not to eat it, punish them when they do, punish all humanity, already have a sacrifice pre-planned out of my own self, to myself, for myself, that's absolutely arbitrary. What are you talking about? This story is ridiculous.
And then he's going to get crucified. Is that?
Yeah, he's going to do that for himself, to himself. How gross. Like, what are you doing,
I mean, it's not
you
like
narcissist? I'm going to shoot a gun at myself, then run and take the bullet for myself. Like, what? It's so stupid and so obviously written by men.
But like he's not, it's not like he's just floating on a cloud laughing at us. I mean, he came down and shared in our
Because he's
struggle.
not real. He's not sitting on a cloud laughing at us. He's not doing anything because men obviously wrote this stupid story. They didn't edit it well. They never thought we would put it all together and read it side by side so it doesn't line up. There's anachronisms, contradictions. It's just stupid. It's just like any other book of mythology from that time, but for some reason, you chose to believe this one. Thank you. And I chose not to believe any of them.
The story is basically kind of like sitting there saying, like, it's like as if a child grabs another child by the shoulder, goes to push them, but pulls them back, and then instead falls instead, and said, look, I saved you from the thing that I created you to do, and therefore you should thank me for it.
Yeah, I mean, you're assuming that it's all of this suffering is unnecessary, like, right?
Well,
That God did
at
it.
this point, I'm not even bringing in the suffering, right? Because the simple fact is that if God created this world and He created it so that way people could, worship Him and show that and want to be with Him, and then He does this elaborate scheme where what He does is He puts temptation in front of them and says, "Don't do this." Them knowing full well that they're going to do it, and then creates this elaborate scheme of all this stuff that it goes down just for Him to become the sacrifice to save all of humanity from what He had already destined them to do. It's basically, like I said, it's grabbing somebody by the shoulder, going to push them, but instead pulling them out of the way and falling down instead and being like, look, I saved you from, from falling. So you should thank me for saving you. It's like, you were the one who was going to push me. Like, what?
Yeah, it's like women who have Munchausen's by proxy and how they make their children sick, and then they want all the praise for sitting there with the girl while she's in chemotherapy or something. The child doesn't even need chemo. You're doing that because you want attention.
You must have watched the Rose story. That Rose girl.
I have heard that story once or twice, but yeah, like that's exactly what it's like. It's like, what are you doing? You are creating a problem, and then you are fixing the problem you created, and then you're expecting us to thank you, even though we were harmed in the process of that whole entire charade.
But why do you assume there's no greater purpose for putting the temptation there? Why do you can't you see how
You can't
your
be
universe?
all knowing, all loving, all everything, and need suffering. That doesn't make sense. That is totally
you.
illogical. No, because you've already told me yesterday. You said it. In heaven, there is no suffering from the moment we get to heaven throughout the rest of eternity.
We're not talking about heaven.
Excuse me. If suffering is not needed for the rest of eternity, it is not needed now. Therefore, it was never necessary to begin with, and therefore, suffering is unnecessary.
That's your claim. I don't buy it.
No, it wasn't. I just laid it out for you. Can you please show me the flaw in the logic that I just served to you on a platter?
Yeah,
Show
I
me
think
a
your
logical
worldview,
flaw. The logical
nobody
flaw,
overcome.
Jordan.
Okay. So nobody
I don't want to
overcomes
hear
any
your
problem
opinion.
ever.
I want you to tell me the logical flaw.
I mean,
Use logic.
I don't know.
There isn't
Okay,
one.
so Jordan, do you think that there's going to be
Tell
suffering
me how
in
it's
heaven?
logical.
Do you think that there's going to be suffering in heaven?
No.
Do you think that once we get to heaven, we are in heaven for all of eternity, from there on out?
Not really. No. There's an open gate to the outer world.
So you
That
think
was a new part of
that
the
once we
story.
go to heaven,
You didn't say that yesterday.
Pardon?
where
That's
do
a
you
new
get
one.
this idea? Where do you get this idea that once you go to heaven, you'll be able to go through an open gate to another world?
It's in Revelation 21. It says the gate will never be closed.
Isn't that whenever like the earth becomes the new heaven?
Yeah, so heaven comes down to earth, that giant
Yeah, so
cube.
it's heaven. So the rest of the earth is heaven. So it's a continuation. It's like basically like whenever a king like takes over a neighboring area and extends that into his kingdom. That's what's happening, is that heaven is going to come down here, and the earth is just going to be an extension of heaven. So it's heaven. There's a gate open between heaven and heaven.
It depends what you mean by heaven. I mean, like, there's a literal city, and then there's also the sky, which is also referred to as heaven, right?
Well,
most people, when they say...
So do you think that God is in the sky?
Yeah, the city is in the sky.
So why haven't I seen it via plane?
It's hidden. You can't see it.
It's hidden. So heaven is in the sky, hidden, where you can't see it.
Before we get too far away, Hammy, really quick from the gates part, can you tell me what Bible scholar you got that from, Jordan? Because according to Craig Keener, who is a top New Testament scholar and the author of 4-volume Revelation commentary, that's not what that means at all.
Well, anybody can just go read Revelation chapter 1.
I know. I'm telling you, he has. He wrote a fucking 4-volume book on it, and he disagrees with you. Can you tell me who your Bible scholar is that told you that that's what that means?
Yeah, the Apostle John.
No, he didn't. According to Craig Keener, who is an authority on this, Jordan is not, by the way, you guys, he's a guy who doesn't actually read his Bible. Ancient cities closed gates at night for protection. If a city never closes its gate, it means total safety. In the New Jerusalem, there are no invaders, there's no evil, no darkness. That's why the gates don't close. Not because we get to leave heaven. That's not what it's saying. You just made that shit up.
So there's a new heaven and a new earth, but we're not allowed to go out into the earth or the new heaven. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know who this guy is, but I don't buy anything he says. Craig Keener.
He's a Christian New Testament Bible scholar, but you go ahead, believe whatever you want. I don't care. You're nobody.
Jordan,
so you're a dude
you
on the
did
internet.
just say that that heaven is an invisible city in our actual sky. So, do you get mad when people call God a sky daddy?
No, not really. It's pretty accurate.
Oh my. It's
kind of, you know, I mean, I don't get mad. I don't care.
It's very theologically unsound.
It literally says that there's a golden, I mean, just read it. There's a city in the sky. That's where God is.
Do you know
that's where Jesus
anything
ascended
about the
to.
book of Revelation, where he was when he wrote it, that he's not John the disciple? Do you understand anything about John the Revelator and how stoned he was when he wrote this book? Do you know why they put it into the Bible? Do you have any idea? Did you do anything other than read a few of your favorite passages from that book?
I could talk for hours about the book of Revelation.
Okay, so you know that it's not John the disciple, right?
Says you. I don't believe that.
You haven't done any fucking studying on it. You don't study anything. You go and go, I want to feel warm and cozy inside. What can I do today to confirm my, get a little confirmation bias for myself? You guys can talk to him. I think it's ridiculous and a waste of time because he doesn't actually care about any truth.
I mean, I forget how did we get on this topic? I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure
the open gates
brought up Revelation. Yeah, you brought up open gates, saying that it was open forever.
Why?
So, I don't know. You said it. I didn't.
I forget.
Suffering and saying how it is necessary for suffering because we get to go to heaven afterwards.
Oh, right.
Then you brought up Revelation, and then you were talking about how there's an open gate and that there will be heaven that comes down to earth. And that's how we got onto this topic.
Right. So you guys are making the claim that because there's no suffering in heaven, therefore all of the suffering we experience now is unnecessary. And I don't believe that. I think...
So you said that Jesus only taught to love.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole. That's like when you see Christians out there feeding the poor and teaching love. Do you think they're just like misunderstanding the Bible, or do you think maybe
have you read Jesus's words about the cost of discipleship?
Yeah, everything.
Oh,
I don't
so
really see Christians doing that shit anyway.
in Luke 14, 25 through 27, or 25 through 26, it says, "Now large crowds were traveling with him, and he turned and said to them," and this is Jesus talking, "Whoever comes to me and does not hate father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, and even life itself, cannot be my disciple."
Right. So again, you take that like literally.
So, like, he's saying that if you don't hate life itself, you can't be a disciple of his.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite verses. I get it. I think Jesus is so valuable that everything.
So how is that teaching about love if you need to hate everyone around you, including life itself?
Because he's not saying like go punch your grandma in the face. Like that's not what he's saying. He's saying you have to appreciate him and what he's doing more than everything else.
Don't mean words.
Thank you.
Well, it's pretty obvious if you're not trying to score like little points.
No, I'm
like
not. The thing is, I'm not
points.
trying to score any points here.
Sorry,
I'm just saying that according.
Debunked, and I don't mean to interrupt. I have some insight on that. If you don't mind, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me just finish this and then you can go ahead, Shadow.
Sure. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no, not a problem. I just I'm not trying to score any points, but by the way you're talking, it sounds like words don't mean words.
Well, yeah, maybe not when you're purposely trying to misunderstand them.
That's what I said earlier. They both do, Russell and Jordan. They changed words to mean whatever they want them to mean.
What were you going to add, Shadow?
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I love this particular verse. The common apologetic is that the word hate there actually means love less, and that was debunked not only by me, but, no, it wasn't first debunked by me. I double-checked with Justin of the Deconstruction Zone. So I double-checked with him. He says that, it does mean hate, and I can explain why. So if you look at the Greek lexicon entry, it does translate to hate. Source would be BibleHub.com. The Strong's Exhaustive Concordance 3404. The Greek word is meseo, which is the root word, which actually means to hate. In some instances, like Romans 9:13 and I think Genesis 29:31, it can, by extension, translate to love less. But in this instance, it is absolutely 100% translated to hate. So it does mean to hate.
Have you ever read Matthew 13?
I think I'm done with Jordan, because if we can't even agree that words mean words, then there's no real reason to we're not going to have a fruitful conversation. We're not going to have an honest one, at least, because if I get to make up my own definitions, yeah, thank you, Shadow. If I get to make up my own definitions for things and say, well, you're just wrong because, my preferred definition of this is XYZ, then, it's not going to be an honest conversation, and it's not going to be very fruitful.
Right. So if I say, yo, last night, my basketball team, we destroyed the other team, would you say I should be locked up in prison for destroying people?
Again, Jordan, I'm going to tell you this again.
Words mean words, right?
No,
words mean words, Crystal.
Why are you talking over me?
Lock them up.
Why are you talking over me?
Because you're dumb. You're so stupid. It's so painful to listen to this.
Why are you doing that? Why are you right now? Don't mute him. Don't ever do that when I'm talking to somebody like this. Let me deal with them.
My bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Jordan, Why are you all this sudden doing that? Do you feel backed up against the wall or something? Because I wasn't talking, I suddenly started to, and now you're going to say I'm stupid and do the ad homs and stuff. What's going on?
Oh, you're playing victim now? Like you don't insult
I don't
Christians
feel
all
like I'm
day for
playing
money?
it.
Like your whole
I
life
don't.
isn't based on hating on Christians? Like, well, you're such a hypocrite.
Yeah, my
It's
whole
crazy.
life.
Yeah. You wake up
What does that
on Tuesday and you say, "Hey, how many Christians can I call stupid and evil today?" And then you accuse
Is
me.
that really?
Like,
Is
you're
that
such a
really what I do?
hypocrite.
Jordan, you
Yeah.
know that my sisters are all Christians. Like everybody in my family's a Christian. I have Christians I love dearly. I have
Yeah.
people in my life, my real life, not this online petty bullshit. I have
Right.
people in my real life who I love dearly, who I would never, who are not stupid by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, whenever I would do lives, my sister, my oldest sister, who is the hardest Christian, believing Christian in my immediate family, would come onto my lives and have discussions with the people
But what
in
is-
the lives.
But again, Jordan, why did you suddenly start to do it? That's what I want to know. I feel like you suddenly felt pushed up against the wall and you were like, fuck, I cannot get out of this. So I'm just going to start telling Crystal she's stupid. She'll get mad. She'll kick me off the show and I can get out of this. You can't get out of this because you're just wrong, Jordan, like you always are. Words
Well, you're
do
missing
have
the point
meanings.
I was
Words
making
do
and
have
playing victim.
definitions. And you are a fucking cunt. Jordan, a fucking little cunt who doesn't know how to read, who wants to suck the dick of this Jesus for some reason. And in order to do it, every time you are faced with actual facts and actual truth, you lash out at people. And then you'll be back on Joel's live or Mezzo's live, and you'll come up and try to be so nice to them and be like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm Jordan. I'll be cool. I'm nice. And then you get backed up against the wall and you say your little shitty things because you've got no real argument. Sorry for getting upset, Dugald. I just am so sick of his bullshit. You know what I mean?
Fine, no worries.
I think that
Trust.
I think that once. Oh, hey, Trust, what's going on, buddy?
Crystal's so scary and she owns
You
me.
guys, he reported me. He reported me. What a pussy. I got
Reported you?
flagged
That's
for a
ridiculous.
violation because Jordan reported me. Now I have to block you, Jordan, you pussy. What a little pussy bitch. Oh my God.
Crystal,
And
stop
yes,
being so
I can call-
scary.
I know, I am.
You scared me.
Oh, goodness.
Jordan said that he didn't report.
What's going on, Trust?
Not much. I just came up to make a quick announcement if I could. Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. So, as you guys know, I'm doing my Toys for Tots drive for this season. I just posted a new video. I just ask you all to just go to my profile and like, share, comment, repost the video. It's a dinosaur like toy track thing. It was yeah. So if you guys could do that, that would be wonderful. Don't have to buy anything. Just engage with it. You know, make some cool
Actually,
comments.
if you guys could do me a favor, just turn on your notifications for Trust. Do whatever you got to do. And during this holiday season, every time he posts a toy, share, like, comment, do what you got to do. Add it to your cart, even if you're not going to buy it or whatever, because he's doing a really good thing for kids. And that's free. That's a free way that you can help kids during this holiday season.
Yeah, exactly.
So do
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't have to spend a dime. Just engage. That's all I'm asking.
Absolutely.
And it'll get traction and people will buy it.
That's right.
Hey, Crystal, is your link tree working now?
For
The
which
YouTube
one?
and Discord? Because I remember a while
You
ago, I
have to
think.
copy and
Discord-
paste if you're on TikTok and you click on a link in a link tree. A lot of times TikTok won't let you actually go to the link. You have to copy and paste it into your browser.
Someone was asking about your YouTube in the comment.
Yeah, that you should be able to copy and paste that into your browser. But I am CrystalJae, Jae is my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to me over there. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers over there, And yeah, so if you could do that, that would be great.
I am a frustrated atheist over there on the YouTube.
Oh,
I've been on YouTube. Yeah, I've been on YouTube for the past 6, 7, 8, no, longer than that. It was like 2017, 2018, whenever I started it. And I haven't done any content for quite some time, but eventually I'm going to get my little studio here all set up, and when I do that, I'll try to go back to making content for both YouTube and
Very cool.
do some content here.
Awesome. Trust, what's your YouTube? Is it Trust But Verify over there as well?
Yeah, it's Trust But Verify on all socials. I'm Trust But Verify 2024.
Okay. Dugal, are you on YouTube as well?
I am, and I'm going to be broadcasting on there, or streaming on there soon. The Atheist Bulldog is my handle.
The Atheist Bulldog. You guys, make sure you're following Dugal. Soy Sauce, have you started over on YouTube? I know you've started over here on TikTok.
No, but here, I'll find my account. Oh, it's just soy sauce.
Okay, Soy Sauce. Ben, are you over on YouTube?
I am, but for completely different things. I do TTRPG streaming on YouTube, and I don't necessarily. And since I have a production team, I don't want to link the two things together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I want to watch that.
If you message me, I will send you the link.
Okay, I'll message you later.
Oh, and speaking of,
that.
sorry to interrupt, but speaking of YouTube channels that everyone should subscribe to, I just saw Girls Gone Godless enter the chat. Everybody, you have to subscribe. It's like the hidden gem of our community. It is an awesome YouTube channel. And they're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but it's an amazing podcast. You guys are totally missing out if you're not
to get
subscribed.
them on my show soon for Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. They don't even know that yet, but they should be looking in their inbox pretty soon from a message from me to book them.
Yeah, they don't have much traction on YouTube yet because they started on Spotify and Apple, but let's get them started on YouTube. Let's get them going. They absolutely deserve the recognition.
Absolutely.
I just followed them here, so.
I saw their clip from Christina Carroll's episode, so I need to go check that episode out.
Yeah, it was a fun episode.
Trust has an episode coming out Sunday. Christina Carroll's been on. I don't know who else has. I have not listened to. I have too many friends who are creators. You guys, I don't even have enough time in a day to create. Plus, watch all you guys and listen to you guys. And if you know me, and my friends do, I will pop in and out of their streams throughout the day so I can try to, support all of them. And they're like, hey, there goes Crystal. She was here a minute ago. That's because I'm trying to support all of you and get you your heart me's and your shares and your likes and stuff.
Anybody needs help with the YouTube, if anybody needs help with the YouTube stuff, and especially if you want to do kind of more scripted content, go ahead and hit me up because like I said, I've been doing the YouTube stuff I was doing it for quite a while. And then not quite a while. I did it for a couple of years before I just stopped doing it because I had to do life stuff. But eventually I'll go back to that and I can help you out as much as possible.
Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't done anything yet. So.
I've been actually doing, they said gloves off CrystalJae is amazing from what I was yelling at Jordan earlier. I have been really shitty about making my regular content and just going like I don't know why I'm just like that. I either go live regularly or make content regularly, but doing both, I need to somehow balance that,
Real quick, Peg, no, it's not HammyTube. It's over there, it's Frustrated Atheist. I focused a lot on the science stuff, but yeah, you can search me up with Frustrated Atheist, and you'll probably pull me up eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, I will be live for another hour, 15, somewhere around there. Unless we make our gift goal, then I will stay the extra hour, of course. If you are a Christian or believer of the God of the Bible, come on up. And if you are up here right now and you want to talk about something, let's talk. What do you guys want to talk about while we're waiting for Christians?
That's actually almost perfect, Crystal, because I am going live at 4:30 today on the East Coast. So, yay.
We will raid you then.
I appreciate that.
I'm waiting for the day that a Christian comes in knowing me a little bit and goes, Fenrir, I need your help as a fellow theist or something like that. It's never happened yet. Actually, no, that has happened. I went onto a Catholic live once, and like in a lot of Catholic lives, the host started getting called a pagan, and he was like, but no, I have my pocket pagan right here.
I really would hate if any Christian I knew came up, because I am going to tell you right now that I now realize, this is going to sound very egotistical, but it's absolutely 100% true, that there's not one of them that could come up here that I wouldn't cook in 2 seconds flat. What they know is nothing. And I know that because I used to worship with them. They literally do not know the Bible. And I
feel you on that, Crystal.
Yeah.
I totally feel you on that. People I know, it's just not even it's not even fair. It's totally not fair.
It's not. I'm talking pastors. I'm talking every Bible study teacher I ever had. Every last one of them could line up, because I would take them each down like that. They don't know shit. They didn't teach me shit. I didn't learn shit from them. I have learned more in the past 2 years or whatever, being a part of this community, than I had learned my whole life before that. You guys have taught me philosophy, history, science, so many things that I did not know from these conversations.
People all the time. I tell people all the time that, whenever I was a believer, I didn't really pay too close attention to science, for instance, because I was like, well, why do I need to know any of this? God did it. It didn't make any sense. And then whenever I became an atheist, it was like, well, now I should understand a little bit about this. And so I everything that I've learned about the world around us in general has been in the 10 years since I became an atheist.
Yeah.
I want to know where Christians get in the Bible about non-binary people being called demons, and that every single time I'm literally just in a Christian live, they call me a demon. I'm literally not even interacting with the prompt. I'm just saying, hello, everyone. And then
you're filled with the Jezebel spirit.
And then I would sometimes be like, oh no, it's the spirit. It's the spirit getting you. That's why you're so mad. Or I just...
Well, Sauce, you see, it's because God made Adam and Eve, and not Adam and Steve, or Steve and Eve, and all these other different things that y'all want to call part of the, all that. So, that's why you're demonic.
It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Cloud, okay?
But in Matthew, I think 19:22, it mentioned, or 11, or Matthew 19:12, I think, talks about intersex people.
No, that's just your Jezebel spirit trying to look into that text.
You're right, Soy Sauce. Eunuchs are mentioned in the Bible, and they are highly favored by Jesus, by the way. And yes, those people are considered unisex. So, they were very highly favored.
Yeah, that's the only chill thing Jesus says about protected class groups. He's racist, he trashes women, not so hot on kids.
He's xenophobic.
Yeah, he's xenophobic, but he's pretty chill with eunuchs.
But listen, in a way, God really, Born Again Atheist pointed this out, okay? If you notice, God really likes immigrants. So the fact that Christians are anti-immigrant is actually wrong, because he's like, the aliens among you, you should like treat them exactly like they have to do everything you do, and then you treat them like that, okay? And the reason is because, you know, Jesus was an immigrant, right? You know, so he fled to Egypt. He wanted his son to be treated well. So he wants people to treat immigrants well. I don't know why Christians are anti-immigrant. I don't get that part, because then they'd be anti-Jesus.
I would call one tiny exception, Leviticus 25, 44 through 46. God's not so hot on immigrants there.
Well, aren't we kind of going into their land at that point? Aren't we?
Take the nations
At
around
that point,
you. True,
yeah,
we are.
yeah.
We're the immigrants. That's a good point.
We're
Yeah.
the colonizers. He's like,
Yeah,
we
we're the
like
colonizers.
immigrants, but we love colonizers.
Yeah, it does say
That's
you can enslave foreigners among you, though. Too, it does say that. That's
Okay.
And it's funny, baby.
That you get from the aliens among you. See?
Yeah.
So it's actually that you get them from the immigrants. If immigrants bring in slaves and they're slave traders, you can buy those slaves.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, a lot of Republicans, a lot of Bible-thumping Republicans are against taxes, and yet Jesus even said, "Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, and render unto God that which is God."
Yep.
All it is just prejudice.
I don't know if we're going to get another Christian if I don't restart, because I have restrictions on me. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you want to do. Should we restart one more time?
I'm gonna drop to allow because maybe it's just the
Okay.
dog pile because
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
drop too. Yeah, it's probably
Okay.
it's
We'll
a
wait a
viper
little
pit at
bit
this
after-
point.
Okay, after you guys drop, we'll wait a little bit, see if we get anybody to come up and chat. Hey, Archbishop, how are you? And then if not, and we'll say at the hour, if we don't get anybody, I'll do another restart. I'm sorry about that, you guys.
He's a Christian.
I was pretty hard on Jordan. If I could probably drop too, just so that way it makes it even less intimidating.
It's okay. It's up to you. I mean, if you want to drop, I can always bring you back up too if we have somebody else that I need a little help with or something. All right, that's fine then. You go ahead and drop. I'll have Dugal and Soy up here, and then if we don't, we'll wait about 15 minutes. If we don't get anybody, we will do a restart. So you know what? The last time I played a song, I got somebody in. Why don't we play a little song here? Which one do you want to hear? What is that? Which one do you want to hear? What is that? You guys keep tapping the screen.
They said Jacob I love, but Esau I hated. Before he took his first breath, his fate was already faded. Born red, born wild, born free in the dust. But the prophets wrote him off, told us God couldn't trust. Oh, yeah. From Esau came a Malika named they curse. They painted whole people with the blood of the first generation after generation.
Okay, I'll be back to hit the land.
Okay, hang on one second. We're gonna listen to the song.
Let me
Okay.
tell you something they don't want you to see. The line they drew from me, so run straight to you and me. They use that curse like a brand, like a flag in the sand to call every rebel, every outcast, every child of the land. I'm elect. No kings, no gods. We won't kneel, we won't nod. No kings, no gods. Every child deserves the dawn.
So they said right now.
Remember, I'm Alex sin, but they don't see the mirror that they're staring in. They call them cursed Palestinians despised, but they fighting for bread while the prophets tell lies. These are children of the sin being born. The bloodline ain't the crime is the scorn. They were never Amalek, they were human, they were whole, and it's time to break the spell they cast on their souls. I was hated for nothing he did. Amalek was
first songs I wrote, and it's by me. I will be releasing a Deconstruction album on Spotify. I just have a few more songs to finish up for the album. But yeah, that's by me. You can catch it on my pinned post if you want to check it out. Archbishop, welcome up.
Well, thank you.
My question is, if Yahweh were a king, would you excuse the atrocious behavior from the Bible, like when he calls for G-side and things like that?
If you were a king, would I excuse the behavior? No.
Why do you excuse it from a God?
I don't.
You don't? You think it's atrocious too?
I do.
And how do you deal with that? Like,
Because we're talking about the God of the Old Testament, who is known to be a prick. I mean, the God of the New Testament, which is Jesus, that's who I follow. I don't follow the ancient text of 5 million years ago. I don't care what happened back then. Because there's too much. There's too much negativity. If I were to focus on negativity all day, hell, I'd pack this job in a heartbeat.
so Jesus isn't God?
Yes, he is.
So he's not the God from the Old Testament?
Daniel, you're here. Hi. No.
Wait. Doesn't it say, I don't know if this is said in the, wait, okay, I have a question instead of, so do you believe that God is omniscient and omnipresent?
Yes, I do.
So then, by that definition, then the God of the Old Testament is the same God as the New Testament because he's omniscient and omnipresent and doesn't change his mind on things.
You were dealing with God the Father in the Old Testament. You're not dealing with Jesus Christ in the Old
I
Testament.
don't even see you in
Aren't
the
they the same
box,
people?
Russell.
Who? I'm here.
Isn't God and Jesus the same person?
There are 3 distinct persons. You know, the 3 persons, one God. Yeah, that's true. However, we have to remember they all have they have different personalities, obviously. Jesus is the more loving. The Holy Spirit is the comforter. The Father's a pain in the ass.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's all. That's just silly to me. So that's like saying, okay, I am 3 musketeers with these 2 other musketeers. I support them. We are the same for all intents and purposes. We are the 3 musketeers. That one, he rapes people, he kills them, he slaughters babies, but I still stand by him. The fuck? You don't get to do that. You don't get to go, Jesus is that God, but he's also not that God. That is literally cognitive dissonance in the making. Right in front of our eyes. It's palpable.
Okay.
We don't get to excuse the bad behaviors because we think Jesus is warm and fuzzy. Jesus is saying that's who he was. Jesus is saying, I am that I am. He is claiming he did those things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to brush them away and say he didn't because it doesn't make me feel good. So I don't want my Jesus to be that God. I'm going to pretend he didn't do any of those bad things and only look at the pretty things that I like.
Well, I am not.
Every witch who burned because a man like you didn't stand up and say she's not a witch.
I wasn't around back then.
It's men like you that allowed it to happen. Because instead of saying, no, this is evil, you said Jesus is pretty. And you pretended that those 2 things were different. And they're not different. People get hurt from having beliefs that are complacent.
Okay. I am not into the Old Testament. I never majored in Old Testament studies, ever.
Jesus called a woman a dog, which was basically calling her a slur. Jesus did not believe that you should end slavery. He talked about
I can't
slavery
do this.
regularly.
No way.
Jesus told them, don't sell that perfume and feed the poor. Instead, pour it over my head because I don't have very much time with you. And I'm really sorry if that archbishop was somebody's friend and they are mad at me now that I wasn't nice to him. But I'm really tired of people coming up here and telling me that Jesus is the God of the old Bible, but he's also not.
Oh God, we got Hutu in the comment. We got Hutu.
I know
joining.
Hutu's always in the comments. He's always in my comments. I want to know what you guys think about what just happened here. Like,
No,
why are people coming up and like, I'm sorry that everybody's like, maybe really likes that archbishop and he's the nice Christian or something, but that's not nice to come up here and say in one breath, I don't like the God of the Old Testament. Jesus is the God of the Old Testament, but he also isn't.
yeah. No, I don't know him, so I don't know. I just asked my question, and then he basically was like, "Oh, I don't like that," and I'm like, "It's literally a religion," so I'm like, "Huh?" What?
Right?
Like it just doesn't really make sense.
Hey, if you're over on YouTube, I'm really sorry I don't have a way for you to join from YouTube yet. We are working on upgrading my equipment. Once I upgrade my equipment, you'll be able to call in from YouTube. I'll have a soundboard. I'll have ways to take calls. But right now, that's why I have that goal up. Every time you send me a tip over on the links from my link tree, or anytime that you gift me, that is going towards the equipment. Hey, Rev, can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Okay, and are you a Christian or a believer of the God of the Bible?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay. What you have for us today?
Yeah, well,
Hey,
I was very intrigued on the comment of the Trinity. Like you made a distinction, or you made a relevancy towards Jesus being the God of the Old Testament, but the Father makes the actions while the Son is distinct from the person in relational properties.
It depends on the Christian who you talk to on how they see it, but I did clarify first with Archbishop how he felt. Did he believe that Jesus was the God of the Old Testament? Yes, he said. So everybody believes in the Trinity a little different. There's different Trinitarians. Some people don't believe in a Trinitarian. Hey, Chaos. So
Yeah, but y'all making
depends on how they
God?
believe in it.
Yeah, but y'all are making a relevancy towards the two persons being the same. So, like, if I make
Because some people believe that the two persons are the same. They are 100% the same. Some people don't. But you can't say that he is the God and he is not the God, because that because there's logics, there's laws in logic. You can't be and not be at the same time.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we can go to logic. So, do you understand what a relational distinction is? Do you
Are
know
you
what
going to address anything I said?
everything that you said was a statement. I can't answer statements.
He has Philbro in his bio. So.
I know he's a Philbro. I'm not stupid. I know he's a Philbro, but he has no argument. Go ahead, present your argument. What's P1, P2, P3, Princess?
Oh, okay. You want a syllogism? That's fine. So I'll give you. Oh yeah, I'll give you a Q and Q syllogism. Q1 is going to be the Father and the Son are distinct. Q2 is going to be the Father is distinct from the Son within distinction of relational properties. Q3 is going to be therefore the Son is not the same as the Father. Q5 is going to be therefore.
I disagree. I reject your premises. You cannot be the same and be distinct. You cannot. That's impossible. Illogical.
I never said any of that in my Qs. But do you want the inference rule?
No, I don't really care I think you're stupid. And I think that you're not a Christian because of this. I think you use philosophy as a way to go like, everybody should be a Christian because it's just the smartest thing to do, but you don't actually believe anything you're fucking saying. You don't know shit about the Bible. And nobody goes, oh my God, that philosopher was so amazing. I now want to worship his Lord. Oh my God, I came to Jesus because a philosopher said something so fucking logical that I just fucking have to go to Jesus now. Nobody did that. I know. What's wrong with me today, Fluffy? I fucking can't take them today. Why, you guys? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You probably have just hit your threshold of the apologetics.
I just can't do it. Okay. All right. Reset. Okay. I don't know this person. We might be good. Hi, Kilgore. Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
39.
Okay. Are you a Christian or believer of the God of the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to know today, if Yahweh were a king, would you excuse the atrocities in the Bible, like when he commands genocide and stuff like that? Would you still excuse it if he were just a king and he wasn't an all-powerful God?
I don't think anyone needs to make excuses for God.
But they do. So would you?
Well, I mean, it's just a book. I don't think we need to worry about it like it actually happened.
Is it hard for you to answer the question? Is that why you're avoiding it?
Well, why would I make excuse for a fictional character?
Oh, okay. So you don't believe in the God of the Bible.
I do.
So I don't understand what the fuck you're saying right now.
Are you a Phil bro?
A what?
A Phil bro? Like just coming up here
He
and just
doesn't know.
not answering?
I do like Philip K. Dick, yeah. As if that's what you're talking about.
No.
Are
What
you
we're asking, do you believe in the Bible?
I follow the example of Jesus in the gospel.
Okay. So you know he claims to be the God of the Old Testament, right? You do know that, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we're still talking about the God of the Old Testament too, then, when we're talking about Jesus, aren't we?
Not necessarily.
Okay. So you're not a real Christian. All right. Thank you for coming up. It was fun playing.
Wait.
You're just a lukewarm weirdo who wanted to come up and hear his own voice. I'm sorry. I don't have time for these games. Like, how did you fucking say, I'm a Christian, I believe in the Bible, and then fucking do all that weird stuff where I say, if he was king, would you excuse his behavior? Well, that's just a fictional story. What? You fucking just said you believed in it. What is wrong with you, you weirdo? Hutu, you're so cute. You do, Hutu, just so you know, I'm on the board of directors for a nonprofit organization. I'm a mother, a grandmother, a writer, and so yeah, I do other things than this. I know you don't, Hutu, but I do. Oh, I'm sorry, you do. You have a chatterbait. I don't have that in my life, but I know you do. So I'm sorry, I do have a life outside of this. Yeah, I got baked by you, Rev. I got baked by you. Oh my God, I was so cooked. I love their egos and how they think that they perform really well when they come up here. How after they get done being cooked on any live, every live, as a matter of fact, they go away going, I did get baked, Peg, but not by Rev, if you know what I'm talking about. Anytime I turn my back, just know I'm being sneaky. I just know I'm being sneaky when I turn my back on y'all. No, Rev, you are not acting in good faith. The chat clocked you the minute you came in, by the way, sir. The chat didn't even want me to give you the time of day to come up here. They knew you were a waste. I'm going to ask you guys also, don't bring people up when I'm live. I will bring them up when I'm ready to bring them up, because sometimes I want to finish what I'm saying or doing, okay? And I'll bring the guest up.
I don't even have those terms.
I know that I give them to a lot of people, but I forget to tell them sometimes that if I have like one of the panel things, that's why I want them to have it, because when we have where the 8 squares, then I want all my mods to be able to do that. But when I'm doing it just like this, I like to be a little bit more controlled. But I didn't tell you guys, so I'm not mad or anything. I just want people to know. I used to do the panel of 8s, and everybody brought them up and stuff for me. But I don't do those as much anymore.
No, I when I mod, I never bring people up, so I just mute people on the panel.
Yeah, I only do it when you want me to bring up friendlies when you're doing your Q&A.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you've helped me a lot with that. Because, like, sometimes I can't tell somebody's a friendly, and then they come up and say the shittiest stuff while I'm doing a Q&A, and I hate that.
Yeah, some still get by me, but most of the time I can clock who I need to.
Yeah. No, that's okay, Tahir. That's okay. I didn't even see who it was. I just was like, oh, shit, I should tell everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have been nice to Archbishop. I don't know. I know a lot of people are friends with the different people who are archbishops on here.
Listen, he's a very sweet man, and I trust him to, and I've seen him speak up for people who are marginalized. So I will give him credit where it's due. But you are not incorrect in the things you told him, and it's hard for people to recognize that. And the fact of the matter is, this is still a thing that affects us all on a daily basis, whether we like it or not. Us being on the not side, him being on the like it side. So we have to reconcile at some point. So he's going to have to be confronted with that sometimes. And as much as harsh as it might be, it's still the way it is. It's the truth.
I called him out, DC. I'm sorry, but he said that Jesus was the God of the Old Testament, but he also wasn't. And that's why he follows Jesus, because he loves Jesus. And the God of the Old Testament was a prick. And I'm sorry, but thinking that it's okay to follow Jesus and not, and like, you are harming people when you have that kind of cognitive dissonance. When you can acknowledge that this religion started with a religion that subjugated people, that fucking harmed real fucking people, and to this day is still harming them, and you go, but I like the Jesus because he makes me feel good. I'm going to call you out on that bullshit. People don't like it that I do it to JTP too, but JTP knows. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest with you. If you sit at a table with schnazis, you might as well be a schnazi, in my opinion. That's where I sit in my life. I have very firm boundaries on this. And I'm sorry, that Bible is a book of supremacy from page 1 to the last page in Revelation. And if you support it in any way, you are supporting supremacy culture.
Yep.
Okay, I'm on a fucking high horse today. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm going to turn my back on you all for a minute.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
I mean, I tried to have a civil conversation. I was like, because he was talking about how Jesus and God of the Old Testament, like, completely real. And then I'm like, wait, hold on. So that's where I got in, like, so do you think that God can change? after he said that he was omnipresent and omniscient, and I'm like, that does not track. That does not track. Like that literally is a contradiction of what omnipresent and omniscient is.
The part I missed was, did you drop him, or did he drop himself?
Which
I
who?
think
Which
I
one?
think he dropped himself.
Oh, okay.
The Archbishop dropped himself. He
Okay.
said, "I'm not going to stay for this," or something like that, to that effect.
Gotcha.
Because I was talking about what a piece of shit Jesus was, and that's when he got upset that I started saying, no, Jesus was a piece of shit. Jesus was not a good man. Okay, that's just a bunch of bullshit. It's not just that he called two women, by the way, but it could be the same women because they always fuck up stories in the Bible. It's not that he called them both a dog. It's not just that. It's that he continued with the supremacy culture. He never ended it. He could have ended it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shadow.
Hey, thanks for letting me chime in earlier. I just, I've done some research on that particular verse. Like, you know how Christians have like a life verse or a spirit scripture, that they go to. That's mine. I'm adopting the Jesus preaches to hate everyone verse. That's my particular favorite, and I asked around, I did some research, and it's one of my favorites to debunk.
Well, that was really cool. I appreciate that.
Of course.
I really
I mean,
do.
you're absolutely right. I mean, a lot of people just want to I don't know, just put on that one little Band-Aid of John 3:16 and not look at the huge pile of horrible atrocities that are happening besides that,
Or they also love Matthew 7:7, which is ask and you shall receive, the door will be open to you, you will find heaven and stuff. They love the John 3:16 and Matthew 7:7.
Yeah. It's when they say I'm not a Christian, I follow Christ. That's like me saying I'm not an atheist, I'm a non-believer.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying the same thing. Just
It's
you're not special.
Or they say I follow Christ, not religion.
Lots of atheists do that, by the way. And it's a fear still, okay? It's from indoctrination. Because when you're indoctrinated, you are literally taught that atheists are Satan worshipers and demonic. You believe something weird about it. And then when you stop believing, it's not that you suddenly think they're still demonic and stuff, but there's something about taking that moniker that makes you feel weird. And so it's what I've talked about this before. I feel like it's one of the very last things that atheists let go of is, instead of saying non-believer, it takes a while for them to go, all right, I'm actually a fucking atheist. They think it's, got some bad connotations to it.
I see. It's really cementing their non-belief when they really declare I am an atheist.
Yes, it's like that final jump over the edge where they're like, okay, well, I let go of everything else. Now you want me to put a label on that shit? That for a long time, I've heard many of our top creators hold on to the non-believer title.
Interesting. And look, I mean, I like to be silly sometimes, but I respect any kind of deconstruction step. If you go from
I mean,
fundamentalist Christian to agnostic, that's a big step.
See, Sonny says, I got mad the first time someone called me an atheist. It's so funny. And I remember people going up on Joel's live and going, so you're an atheist? And Joel would go, no, I'm an ex-Christian. I think Thinker used to do it for a really long time too. It took her a while before she would say firmly she was an atheist or whatever. I think another reason is we don't really understand the terms, so we think atheist has a anti-God meaning to it, okay? And when when we're deconstructing, we don't understand all those nuances, right? And so we're like, oh, well, I'm not anti-God. I just don't believe. We don't realize that means you're an atheist, you know, and stuff. So I think there's some problems with that. You realize we were Christians. We had problems with definitions, right? We were those people. And so we're still learning how to figure out definitions when we deconstruct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm agnostic. I don't believe, so, I mean, like, because, like, I was a Catholic, like, literally, like, 3 months ago, so.
And you can be an agnostic atheist. That's the point. Like, if you don't believe, but you don't know, that's an agnostic atheist. You can be a hard atheist or an anti-theist atheist. I am an agnostic atheist. I don't think anybody fucking can even tell me what a God is clearly, and therefore I think the whole idea of any God is stupid. It's like, what the fuck? God can be anything and everything.
I mean, the one thing that I find really interesting, because I have a friend who's Native American, and I find spirituality pretty interesting. But like, I wouldn't say that like Mother Nature would be like a god or something. But
you know, I like apatheist too. Apatheist, did I say it correctly, Peg? I do feel I am apathetic towards whether Jesus and Paul were real or not. I'm totally apathetic to that. But frankly, I will not give it to a Christian anymore. If they come up here and just are like, well, you know, you got to give it to me like that Jesus and Paul were real or whatever. I'm like, nah, I don't really got to give that to you. Prove it. You don't give me anything. Like, when Christians come up here, you have to know science, philosophy, fucking history, archaeology, math. You have to fucking know everything as an atheist. You don't even have to know your own fucking Bible as a Christian.
Yeah, I'm still trying to understand some of the atheist stuff because, like, just deconstructed.
Atheist.
Well, it's all the privilege. They can just sit back and relax, you know? I mean, that's what I would do if I was a man of God, a Christian. I wouldn't lift a finger. Why would I? I could sit on my privilege all day forever, ruling the world for eternity. Just, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then a Christian can never answer the question, if there's an all-loving being, then why does hell exist? Because that's, like, not all-loving.
I mean, yeah,
hey,
there's
Dugal,
so many...
what time are you going live?
Here in about 10 minutes. I'm finishing up my background right now.
Okay, cool. Once you go live, I'm gonna have somebody go let me know once you're live. We'll raid you right away because I don't want to restart this late in the game, but you know, I've got too many restrictions on me today, so I figure I'll just try again tomorrow, and we'll do non-believers Bible study tomorrow and pick up where we left off from last week. But they did not like me today, you guys.
It was intense. It was crazy. No, you did great,
Randy,
though.
come on up. Anybody wants to come up, you guys can come up right now. We'll just why can't I invite you, Randy? There we go. Why not let me click on your name? Hey, Randy.
Hey, Crystal, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
You were on fire earlier. I loved it. It was so exciting. But you saved us so much time of the same stuff we've been hearing for so long. So thank you for that.
I just couldn't take it. I'm so sorry.
It's just some days
I know.
the Philbro stuff is too much, and it was perfect timing. So thank you.
He was just gonna get into so much stupid bullshit, and I was just like, I don't have the capacity to deal with Philbro bullshit right now, and I'm gonna have to Google every word to make sure we have the correct definition that we agree on.
Exactly. Exactly. I have a question, and I apologize if I've asked you this before, but I'm curious from some of your panel members if anybody's heard of this. So when I was, so I'm quite a bit, I'm older. I'm 55. I think I've got you by a few years, Crystal. But
No, I'm older than you. I'm 59.
oh, doggone it. All right. Well, I look way older. So when I was, my first time ever hearing the word fallacy was in college. And it was the same year that I went to Netherlands and stayed with a family where their elementary school son had a book on logic from one of his textbooks from school. And it blew my mind that they have that in their curriculum from K through 12, that critical thinking is like reading and, history. It's like one of their classes. And I'm just wondering, has anybody ever tried to bring that kind of curriculum to America? Because you always hear about adding more religious stuff into American curriculum, but you never hear anybody trying to bring critical thinking into the curriculum. Has anybody ever heard anybody trying to do that?
No, my high school didn't.
Real quick, Huggy, I do see you. I do see you. You are hilarious. That is hilarious. I love you. If somebody could screenshot Huggy's profile for me and send it to me on Discord, I'd love it. Okay, I haven't researched lately, Randy, to see what the percentages, the statistics are or whatever, but there is a great deal of our textbooks are owned by organizations that are basically Christian based. So you're not going to see a lot of that in the United States.
I've done a little research and it sounds like Finland, Netherlands, Germany, France, like those countries do have.
Oh my God, Sheriff, you guys are ridiculous. I'm sorry, you guys, they're all putting turkey face Crystal as their profile picture right now. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, Randy.
No, that's fine. But yeah, I keep wishing I think that would solve so many of our problems of our, just not able to even have conversations with some of the people who can't think critically. So
I mean, I did have. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I had one teacher. So I have ADHD. So I had one class that was basically like going over homework and trying to understand kind of like taxes and just random stuff that we do in the real world. And my teacher at the time was also teaching about critical thinking and how to know if an article is like reliable, despite having like other classes that were like going into this. But he was basically, his goal was that we would think for ourselves. We didn't bring religion or anything like that into the class, but we basically just talked a lot about getting homework done, stop like believing everything that you hear, stop like scrolling on TikTok or whatever, trying to like just be a better person.
How to be skeptical, right?
Yeah, the class was called Strategies, I'm pretty sure. It was like Strategies for Success. And we read this whole book that was literally called Strategies for Success and how to like succeed in life, succeed in classes, and kind of just, that type of stuff. So
that's good.
Yeah.
I never had anything like that. This is back in the 80s, so I wish we'd had things like that, but it's missing. It still feels like it's missing from America. Yeah.
Yeah, normal people didn't get it. It was just,
if you're listening right now, get the book Critical Thinking for Dummies. You'll thank me later. It's a great book, and it will help you even if you have already good critical thinking skills. You should get that book and give it to your high school children and so forth, because they can read it and you will be really happy they learned these skills. They're very important.
I have to check that out. Maybe it's at a library. Maybe it's at my local library. Because currently my credit card.
If you have a library card, you can usually download the Cloud app or the Libby app, and you can get a lot of free things right to your phone from your library.
Oh yeah, I need to find my library card.
Me
or
too.
Get a
I have to go get a new one probably. I think my expired like a year ago because I had so many books already downloaded on like other apps that I hadn't used my library app for a while, and then I went to use it and I was like, oh, it's expired.
I don't know. Maybe mine is because I think I got mine in like elementary school, so it probably is by now.
Yeah, it probably is. You guys, I can tell you the saddest library story ever. This is going to sound so insensitive now that I said it. Now I don't know if I want to tell it. I just realized I will sound so insensitive now, so I don't think I'm going to say what I was going to say. That was me filtering myself live, okay? Like, that's the ADHD brain. I just start to talk and then something happens and my brain goes, hey, shh, don't say that out loud.
I have another question for you guys. Now, I didn't come from a religious background. I was basically not raised with anything, and then just realized that when I was in college that I was an atheist. But when I first started considering it, and when I first, like I mentioned, this philosophy or logic and reasoning class that I took, did the sweater start to unravel all at once you hit a couple of few points, and all of a sudden a light bulb went off, and then it just started to unravel quickly from there? That's what happened to me. Like, as soon as I took this class, I started realizing, oh, this is how you construct an argument. This is what a fallacy is. This is what's been driving me crazy. And then it all just quickly unraveled after that. Did you guys kind of feel that same thing?
Okay, so
Not
for
exactly.
me, it's like, I'll go and then I'll let you tell us, soy sauce, how it worked for you. Okay. So for me, it's like this. Like, I didn't even know that I gave a shit about philosophy or any of that until I started listening to some of you guys talk, right? And then actually, I'll tell you who it was. I don't know if any of you know Breezy, but Breezy used to be on the app all the time, and he held a lot of philosophical, like, debates in the evening and stuff like that. And that's where I learned certain terms that I already had those thoughts, but I didn't know that there was terms like determinism. I didn't know that word, but I knew how I felt about that, if that makes sense to you, right?
Totally.
Like okay. So I started learning those things, and then I was like, oh, I actually think I kind of fucking like philosophy. I just always been, I just don't like Phil Bros because they actually ruin philosophy because they just, they take boring, tired, old arguments and regurgitate them instead of actually doing what philosophers do. And that is to deeply think about these questions.
Right.
And not just regurgitate something.
They don't care if you're following along with them because they know the end state, and they're going to dance to get to that end state, regardless of whether you're coming along with them. And you can tell that.
Yeah, and I don't feel like that's what true philosophers were about. I feel like true philosophers were like, let's sit in the uncomfortable until we can figure out, what it all means, where it takes us. Don't fucking just gloss over it, And so,
Got a draft
a lot
there, so
of
I'll be
things
ready
about,
in a second.
Okay, we'll read you in just a few minutes. So for me, the philosophy, it gave me a greater appreciation for it, so that now I want to do a little research on my own. But that being said, I still don't know all the terms, and like I understand a basic syllogism, I understand, basic arguments, I understand basic laws of logic, but don't ever test me on any of this because I would fail. You know what I mean? Like I would, but I understand and I know how I feel about things, and I enjoy listening to real conversations about philosophy and not these regurgitated arguments. I'm sorry. Now, Soy Sauce, you tell us how it worked for you.
So for me, it wasn't really anything to do with this app. Completely like, some people say that they saw like Justin or whatever or whoever on this app, and they're like, ooh, that makes so much sense. I'm no longer like a Christian. Obviously, it wasn't that fast, but like, a lot of people say that it's because of this app, but for me, it was mainly just how I realized how forced I was into this religion, because I was Catholic from birth. I was baptized at birth, indoctrinated into it, told by my grandparents to be a hard right conservative, just completely, like, it was like politics were more important than hearing about the Word of God. And then when I was looking into the Word of God, I'm like, what the fuck? This is like completely, like, it makes no sense. There's talking donkeys. There's so many arguments about Lucifer being Satan, if he was really a fallen angel or if he never even existed in the Bible. There's like just a whole bunch of holes in theology. I didn't really go too deep into like looking it up, but when I that's a little bit just how like forced I was into the religion, and hearing other people, not on TikTok but in like scholarly debates, debating on like religion and stuff. It was just like, it made way more sense by the atheists. And I always just kind of thought that supernatural stuff made no sense. And whenever I would try to debate someone on that, they were like, just go read your Bible, which didn't help. Like, they loved using that.
During that time, did you have like this feeling, like this kind of dread coming over you? Like, oh my God, I think I made the wrong decisions, or the wrong, I'm on the wrong side here.
No, it wasn't really dread. It was mainly just like, oh, this doesn't really make sense. So then I did a whole bunch of like research, and I'm still researching to this day on some stuff. And just the more I learned and the more I like kind of dive deep into it, it just made more sense to not be Christian.
Got it.
Hey, you guys, we're gonna raid Dugal in just a second, but I want to say something before I close real quick that's really important to me today. This is because of the little shitty thing that Russell said to me earlier, so I want to make sure I address it, okay? So here it is. When you're indoctrinated into a religion, it is a form of abuse that physiologically changes your brain. It is very difficult to get out of indoctrination of any kind, especially if it's happened since you were a baby or a child. To ask somebody who was indoctrinated into a religion since she was a child, when she started thinking for herself, is akin to asking an abused housewife when she decided to stop allowing her husband to abuse her. It's victim blaming, it's disingenuous, it's disgusting, and you can go fuck off straight to hell, Russell, with that kind of shit, okay? And that is why you were dropped. I dropped you. My mods didn't drop you. I did it. Because that is the second time this week some misogynistic little prick who hasn't had any life fucking at all has come up here to blame me for abuse that I endured at somebody else's hands. And it's fucked up. And it shows me that you are not a good person. You are not kind and loving. And that is exactly why I don't want your Jesus or anything to do with your God. That's what they taught you, how to act like that. And while you are actively still indoctrinated, you are actively not thinking for yourself. You are asking me when I started thinking for myself. That is just wild to me. And with that, let's all go raid Dugald. I want to thank all of you for being here. Randy, Shadow, Soy Sauce, thank you for coming up. I'm sorry I was extra spicy today.
No, it was warranted. I formally believe in matching energy when it's needed.
100%. Love you.
I love you.